Good day everyone. This is the part 1 of our research which is entitled Compensation and Overview. By the way, my name is Michael John Mejia, but before we start to discuss what is compensation, let me introduce to you our learning objectives. After studying this chapter, we should be able to define compensation and differentiate pay level and pay structure decisions. Number 2, analyze the strategic importance of human resource management or HRM activities performed in an organization. Number 3, explain how compensation system influence employees' motivations, productivity, and satisfaction. Number 4, examine how external and internal factors relate to a firm's compensations policy. Number 5, discuss how pay surveys helps managers create efficient and equitable payments. Number 6, describe the job evaluation process. So let's start with the compensation.
Good day, ma'am. Good day, classmates. My name is Evany Tulagan, and I'm going to report about the definition and types of compensation. So, ano nga ba ang compensation? Compensation is a every type of reward individuals receive in exchange for performing an organizational task. Or, to make it simple, according to Oxford Languages, compensation is the money received by an employee from an employer as a salary or wages. Or, minsan ito ay tinatawag natin na fringe benefits and de minimis benefits na natatanggap ng mga employee sa kanilang employer. So, ano nga ba ang three types of compensation? Financial compensation. It's either direct or indirect compensation. So, ano nga ba ang direct financial compensation? Pag sinabing direct financial compensation, consists of the pay an employer receives in the form of wages, salary, bonuses, or commissions. And according naman sa study.com, direct financial compensation includes direct payment of money to employees such as salaries, wages, commissions, and bonuses. That is according to the study.com. Or, ito yung mga kasali sa mga natatanggap ng mga employee. The wages, salaries, bonuses, tips, and commissions. Ito po, ang direct financial compensation, it is what we call the de minimis benefits, na kung saan natatanggap ng mga employee ay small payment or award para sa kanila sa kanilang pagtatrabaho. That is the direct compensation. It is yung monetary payments sa mga employees sa kanilang pagtatrabaho na that results katagumpayan, something like that. While indirect compensation naman, it involves expenditures made by an employer on behalf of all employees and is typically referred to as fringe benefits. Intangible compensation involves non-monetary rewards. So, ang indirect compensation naman, ito yung mga tinatawag nating fringe benefits, which is, yung mga samples dito is yung mga binibigay ng kumpanya ng mga kotse, ng mga bahay, ng mga free travel from foreign abroad, ganyan. Ito yung mga tinatawag nating indirect compensation, which is may mga nakalagay doon na mga tax. Yung mga big rewards na natatanggap ng mga employee. Well, direct compensation naman it is yung mga bonuses na wala pong mga tax, which is yung mga uniforms, yung mga allowance, yung mga bonus, yung mga small amount of salaries. So, that is the definition and the types of compensation.
My name is Grizel Avila. The topic I will discuss is the external influences on compensation. First, the labor market and compensation. The labor market, also known as the job market, refers to the supply of and demand for labor, in which employees provide the supply and employers provide the demand. It is a major component of any economy and intricately linked to market for capital, goods, and services. For example, the labor market refers to the supply of demand for labor, in which employees provide the supply and employers provide the demand. The labor market should be viewed at both the macroeconomic and microeconomic levels. Next, union influences and compensation. The union is more likely to increase the compensation of its members when the organization is financially and competitively strong. For example, a labor union represents the collective interests of workers, bargaining with employers such as concern of wages and working conditions. Labor unions are specific to industry and work like democracies. The next, economic condition and compensation, refer to the present state of the economy in a country or region. This condition change over time along with the economic and business cycle. As an economic goes through period of expansion and construction. Economic conditions are considered to be a sound or positive when an economy is expanding and seen adverse or motive when the economy is contracting. For example, economic condition refers to the state of macroeconomics variable and trends in a country at a point in time. Such condition may include GDP growth potential, the unemployment rate, inflation, and fiscal and monetary policy orientation. Next, government influences and compensation. The government directly affects compensation through wage controls and guidelines. For example, government compensation and employment policies are important for the efficient delivery of public services, which are crucial for the functioning of economies and the general prosperity of society. Strengthening institution is the crucial for effective and sustainable wage bill management. For example, improving medium term or improving medium term's wage forecasting and strengthening links between wage determine processes and fiscal framework can enhance fiscal planning.
Good day everyone, I'm Janet Camacho and today we're going to discuss the internal influence and foreplay level. So first we're going to discuss the internal influence. So para sa akin po ang internal influence or also known as personal influence ay naka-includes po dito yung mga perceptions, attitude, motivation, lifestyle, learning, and rules. And also this internal influence affect all our purchase and decisions. Yun po. So, base naman po sa business po, ang internal influence po are influence that our business has some control over. Such influence include product, location, management, resource management, and also business culture. So, yun po ang internal influence po. And next, we're going to discuss the four pay level. So first, high paying strategy. So ang sabi po dito is, the idea behind the strategy is that you get what you pay for. These managers believe that offering higher wages and salaries will draw and retain employees and that this is the most effective long-term policy. So ang mga manager daw po is naniniwala sa um, offering higher wages so which is pag-alok po ng mataas na sahod para para mapanatili po yung mga empleyado sa kanilang mga kumpanya. Yun po. So So, companies that use this strategy are sometimes referred to as pace setters. The strategy may be influenced by the pay criteria like paying a living wage or paying on the basis of productivity. So, ayun po ang high-paying strategy. And next, the low-pay strategy. So, low-pay strategy, on the other hand, is used when an organization can afford to pay the minimum amount required to hire sufficient staff. And this may be the case when other internal or external factors, such as a tight labor budget or a foreseen decline in sales and profit, limit an organization's ability to pay. So, nagamit lang po ang low pay strategy sa mga maliliit po na business. Yung mga hindi po kayang kumuha ng mga maraming empleyado po. So, doon po nagamit ang low pay strategy po. And next, comparable pay strategy. So, setting on the compensation level at the going wage level is the most popular tactic. Sabi po dito, the Federal Pay Comparability Act of 1970, for instance, limits federal government compensation to the comparable wage paid in the private sector at the time. And this going wage is determined from pay surveys. Accordingly, the policy of manager using this strategy is to pay the current market rate in the community or industry. So, ayun po ang comparable pay strategy. And next, comparable pay strategy. So, setting on the compensation level at the going wage level is the most popular tactic. Sabi po dito, the Federal Pay Comparability Act of 1970, for instance, limits federal government compensation to the comparable wage paid in the private sector at the time. And this going wage is determined from pay surveys. Accordingly, the policy of manager using this strategy is to pay the current market rate in the community or industry. So, ayun po ang comparable pay strategy. So, punta po tayo sa pinaka-last, which is the choice of a strategy. So, these three strategies are typically established for the entire organizations. Though occasionally it may be necessary to modify them for a few difficult to fill positions. And the choice of strategy partially reflects the manager's motivation and attitudes. So we have example here. If the manager has a high need for recognition, a high pay strategy may be chosen, otherwise a low paying strategy may be.
Hello, my name is Katrina May Orinian. The topics that are given to me are the pay structure decision, internal pay hierarchy, or pay structure. And I'll discuss the job evaluation, the 5 universal job factors, and the 4 frequently used methods of job evaluation. Job evaluation is the systematic analysis and assessment of distinct jobs in order to determine their relative worth in an organization. Job evaluation is an assessment of the relative worth of different jobs based on a consistent set of job and personal characteristics such as required qualifications and skills. So, ang job evaluation ay inuri bilang job rank, paghahambing, benchmarking o pagtutugma. Ito ay maaaring isagawa sa pamagitan ng pagsulat ng mga talatanungan o mga panayam o sa pamamagitan ng pagsulat ng mga paglalarawan ng trabaho para sa paghahambing. Next is the 5 universal job factors. Number 1 is responsibilities. Supervision of others, fiscal accounting, customer relations, and the list of the task of the role itself. So, ang kagandahan nito is they can accomplish their allocated task more efficiently if they understand their responsibilities. Para maging epektibo ang kooperasyon, dapat kumpletuhin ng lahat ng member ng team ang kanilang mga tungkulin sa abot ng kanilang kakayahan. Second is skills. Ito ay years of experience, degree of education, and overall knowledge. If you have skills, employers will view you more favorably. They seek those that are eager to learn new skills. You'll also feel more at ease during interviews, and your resumes, cover letters, and job applications will be much stronger as a result. So, number 3 and 4 naman ay ang physical and mental effort. Ito ay ang decision making, problem solving, degree, and amount of concentration, level, and frequency of physical effort. So ang physical effort ay may malaking effect sa kalusugan, kagalingan, at kalidad ng buhay ng mga empleyado. Ang mga manggagawang nasa mas mabuting kalusugan ay mas productive, mas kaunting araw ng pagkakasakit, at may mas mababang gastos sa pangangalagang pangkalusugan. Sa mental effort naman ay one of the prominent instances in cognitive psychology is the ability to slant information processing toward relevant task goals. Working condition is the general environmental considerations like location, dangers, and any severe factors. Ang iyong kapaligiran sa trabaho ay may epekto sa iyong kalooban, motibasyon, kalusugan ng isip, at pagganap. Ang mga nagtatrabaho sa isang hindi magandang kapaligiran sa lugar ng trabaho na may hindi kasiyasiyang katrabaho are unlikely to have enough confidence or job satisfaction to speak up. That is why creating a positive work atmosphere is crucial to the success of your firm. Sunod naman ay ang 4 frequently used methods of job evaluation. Number 1 is job ranking. Job ranking organizes job according to their importance to their firm. That is the most basic strategy. However, it is not suitable for every company. This strategy is best suited to tiny firms that can limit the number of occupations to no more than 100 specific roles. Bigger enterprises should use a different system. A common application of this strategy is to rank all teaching positions at a university from top to bottom, such as department head, senior professor, professor, and associate professor. Second is the classification or grading system. The job classification method requires the evaluator to create descriptions of each work class and then assign them to the grade that best matches the class descriptions. Because this is a subjective procedure with a wide range of jobs and generic job descriptions, positions may fall into more than one grade level. A great example of job classification is the Army with ranks like private, corporal, or general. A private has fewer responsibilities than a corporal or general. No, no discretionary budget, and just following orders makes them good in their job. Number 3 is the point system. A common quantitative methodology is the point system method. This method divides jobs into compensable elements discovered during a job analysis. The elements are given points, and a pay structure for the post is constructed. For example, an HR professional might begin reviewing a department by assigning a scale to each regulation based on various considerations. Number 4 is the factor comparison. The factor comparison approach is a hybrid of the ranking and point system. Ang factor comparison ay ginagamit ng mga eksperto sa human resource upang pag-aralan at paghambingin ang ilang mga candidate sa trabaho. Human resources specialists can find the best individuals for a certain position by examining characteristics such as education, experience, abilities, and qualifications. In other words, job performed by several individuals with similar duties within the organization, such as administrative assistant, stock clerk, security guard, accountant, sales representative, supervisor, and manager.
Good day everyone. I am Flexi and Cruz and I will be discussing what is the layering and broadbanding and the difference between the two of them. The layering. This process involves a reduction of the total number of job levels resulting in a flatter job structure. The layering can increase flexibility by allowing the employees to move among a wider range of job tasks without having to adjust pay with each move. The layering is also a technique includes reducing layers of management. This can be accomplished by removing pointless management levels, grouping similar tasks, or flattering the organizational structure. For example, in a company, there are 5 leaders standing per task, but because of the layering, that 5 leaders or the 5 tasks will be only 3, and each will be increased by a branch of job comes from the 2 removed management. Next, broadbanding. It involves collapsing multiple salary grades and ranges into few wide levels known as bands. Broadbanding is one in which the number of salary ranges is significantly reduced. Broadbanding is also described as a payment structure method that condenses numerous pay grades into a small number of wide bands. For example, a finance department might combine all of its jobs into a single entry finance band. In other words, ang delayering po ay ang pagbabawas ng job layers para maisaayos ang bawat posisyon ng bawat empleyado. While ang broadbanding naman po ay ang pag-evaluate ng job grading structure para po maisaayos ang pagbibigay ng sahod o ng sweldo sa bawat empleyado.